Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball and Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, is Ernie Orange and Jamal J. Dizzle. We do have a good show for you guys today, and it's Wednesday, Prospect Wednesday. So Jamal has a lot to cover today, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
before we go through our topics and everything, how's you guys doing today?
What's going on, everybody? Just enjoying this midweek show today. Hoping you guys could jump in and talk some baseball with one of us. We just had some exciting series so far that still hasn't ended. Angels versus Yankees. Jamal, man, as an Angels fan right now, we've been putting up a fight, but we've fallen short. Just a bit short, man. We've almost had it. Hopefully, we could close it out tomorrow, Thursday, to even out the series.
It's been a big one. Jose Caballero coming through in the clutch. So we'll take it. But, man, it didn't look so promising there at the start of the ninth. That little bobble there in the outfield kind of gave us a little bit of life.
Well, we're going to talk Angels, Yankees, of course. Ernie already talked about it. Before we go start that, we do have a question here, and I'll go ahead and pop it up. Would you try the 999? That means 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, and 9 innings. Would you guys try it?
I don't know if I would finish it.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't even know if I can start it, to be honest. I honestly don't like eating hot dogs that much, dude. Like, really? And I don't know. And then depending on what size of beer is, that's another question, right?
Yeah.
Will I try it? I would try it. But
I think I would be disgusted by the fourth inning. I think I'm just tapping out. I'm pretty sure. I know myself, those hot dogs, depending from which stadium too. If it's a Dodger dog, I'm not sure if they're going to sell me, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't think I could do it. We had hot dogs tonight, ironically enough, or crazily enough. And I had a fourth one on deck, and then I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't. So.
Yeah, that's too much. All right. Wednesday show, we're doing Yankees, Angels recap. Of course, we're going to talk about Jose Soriano's incredible start, one of Ernie's guys. I don't know if you have him on your fantasy, Ernie. If you don't, you better go out and get him. And we're going to talk about the Dodgers Mets. We talk about, sorry, I got stuck, the gum stuck. Andy Pages, he's tearing it up so far. And we have a batting stance from 2025 and 2026, and we'll compare to both. And then we'll talk about the pitching prospects that he talked about, Noah Schultz, and the debut of prospect Seth Hernandez. Another one I forgot to mention. Sorry, guys. It's just I'm trying to catch up and trying to read at the same time. But we're going to talk about where's he at? Are we going to talk about McClain or no? We are, right? I don't see it on here. Oh, well, we'll just talk about him then. I didn't see it on here. But we'll talk about that. Yeah. Why not? I mean, why not? It's a baseball show. But yeah, let's talk about Yankees, Angels, man. I did see that the Angels are putting up a fight. They are playing like they did when they were battling back in the 2009 era. The early 2000s. So I got excited from this series, and I know you guys are excited. So let me know what you guys think about this series so far. Ernie, let's start with you, man.
Yeah, man, it's definitely been one of the most exciting series in a long time. Just Monday's game alone was probably arguably the best game of the year so far after 17 games. You've seen two premier Hall of Famers going at it, 2 3-time MVPs like Judge and Trout. People are saying Trout is finally back, but I mean, the guy's always been a beast every time he's healthy. When he's on the field, the guy delivers every single time. And when he plays in the East Coast, he has this type of revenge. He wants to show out to his East Coast fans, and man, he would just performs at a level we've never seen him before at Yankee Stadium. Seems like it's his favorite ballpark, and you got to give it up to this Angels team. They continue to put up a fight offensively. The guys are putting up a fight defensively as well, and I got to give big props to Mike Maddox. He's been a huge addition to the pitching staff, making sure all our young core pitchers are finally looking up to their expectations. Their changeups, their splitters, their pitches are finally coming to hand. Their command is looking better. So I got to give big props to Kurt Suzuki and Mike Maddox because I feel like they've been the biggest difference maker of this Angels team for this 2026 season.
Yeah, and it's a 4-game series, dude. It's only been 3 games, and these 3 games have been super exciting. The first game, I mean, on Monday, it was back. The Angels were behind. They came back. I mean, they lost the game, but they are showing the fight, which is exciting to see. Jamal, what do you see with your Yankees, man, against the Angels?
Yeah, we saw some resiliency tonight and a little bit of luck, I think, there with that play there in the outfield. They kind of got confused or whatever happened there. But there was definitely some resiliency shown by this Yankees team. They needed this win. It was pretty huge after last night. They just got drilled. Reed Detmers just absolutely pitched the gem. But yeah, guys like Jose Caballero coming in unexpectedly. He gets the two RBI single tonight, hit a home run last night. These are the kind of bats they need right now with Chisholm struggling. And then also now you look at Stanton, he's batting 167 in this series right now, 0 for his last 8. So they need all the help they can get from guys like Jose Caballero.
Yeah. And you know what? I did get to see Mike Trout hit a home run in all 3 games. I flipped the channel to see that happen today. It was just coincidence. I was seeing him bat. I'm like, what the hell? Like, is this live or did I change it at the right time or what the hell's going on? So, yeah, it was live and it happened right when I changed it. So I got to see the home run. I got to see his 40-year-old sister having a birthday out there. So that's pretty crazy. They're from Jersey. They're like an hour away. And, I got to ask the question like I always ask her. Like, when you see things like that and you see other announcers, like let's say there's people talking about Mike Trout going to New York. Do you feel some kind of way when they talk about that stuff? And I always ask you, but I think the question's a little bit different because they're asking Trout to be more of, okay, let's get out of this contract. Let's get you to a championship team. Or, I mean, what kind of way do you feel because of all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I know knowing Artie Moreno, he's going to want to keep him as long as he can. But Mike Trout's been one of the most biggest loyal guys that we have in this game. And as much as I appreciate him for everything he's done for this Angels organization, me as an Angel fan, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like final 2 years of his career, he finished his career with the Yankees or a Phillies team. He just seems happier to be in the East Coast. This is where he likes to spend his time in the offseason close to family. He's a big family guy. And I'm not sure if California, I mean, obviously he loves playing Anaheim, but I think long-term he would rather be in the East Coast. And I feel like in a Yankees stadium there, imagine playing every game. Man, what his stats would look up towards the end of his career, because that would only boost his numbers and his Hall of Fame career, right? You're talking about a guy that's could get close to even 600 home runs if he plays in New York Yankee Stadium. So, I mean, as much as I love him in the Angels, I feel like he has 2-3 good years with us here, going to give his best and everything he's got. But by age 37 and 38, I wouldn't be surprised if the Steinbrenners are giving a call and be like, hey, we need him in this roster with us. He needs to be paired with Judge because that's the only way they can finally put a competitive team out there, even though the Yankees have been competing. But with Trout being in the Yankee Stadium, man, I think it would just take it to another level. And I think his name would even get bigger. The fame of Mike Trout, he'll finish his career with the biggest team in the biggest market.
Yeah. I mean, I know you hate talking about that, Ernie.
Yeah.
I always ask you, and I'm always asking you that question. It's just sometimes because every year it looks like it's different, and you just said it. Maybe his last 2 years, he will probably be like, you know what, trade me to a team that's going to be competing. And not that the Angels are not competing right now. They're playing good baseball. They're playing 500 ball, which is, something that they always do at the beginning of the season. But this team looks a little different. They have a better pitching this year than they have in the years before. So, Jamal, you hearing that from Ernie and you've seen that maybe a potential trade at the end of his career to the Yankees. Look, he still has it. He's still hitting home runs, and it looks like he's playing in a little league field out there. He just looks like a monster, dude. He looks like a monster, right? So, would you like that trade for the Yankees?
Of course. I mean, obviously, would definitely take a Mike Trout on the team. Mike Trout, 37, 38 is still Mike Trout. And that's definitely so. Look, I think he's done everything the right way with I started to say Anaheim with the Angels, and I don't think it's going to be like one of those situations there. For basketball reference, Kevin Garnett, with Minnesota, he did all he could there, and then they traded him to the Celtics, and he won a chip. So it's like it could be one of those feel good stories like that. I don't think the Angels organization would have it out for him in any way. I think they'd be trying to help him at that stage of his career.
Yeah. And you know what? Aaron Judge and Mike Trout, they get along big time. So that can be another push they can probably do. But you know what? Let's wait 2 or 3 more years down the road to see if that happens. Right now, he's playing for the Angels. He's doing good with the Angels. And I told Ernie earlier, I'm kind of excited watching Angel games right now because I get here, I watch a little bit of Angels, Yankees. I'm like, oh, that looks like the the early 2000s when the Angels were giving the Yankees a hard time. Jamal, do you remember that? 2002?
Oh,
The Angels owned the Yankees.
Get it out of my head.
That's the year they won the World Series. So
that is it's painful.
This is what this series is reminding me of right now. So that's pretty cool. I love it. Let's talk about Jose Soriano, man. He's been one of the pitchers for the Angels. And Ernie, I'm gonna let you take it off from here, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Talking about Jose Soriano, it's been one of the probably the top pitcher in the MLB right now. He's been dominating at every level in his 4 starts. He's leading the league with 31 strikeouts, the lowest ERA 0.33. But man, his pitches have been really effective. A guy known for his sinker, his splitter, his knuckle curve, and it just seems like it's unhittable. But something that he's done this year is he's added more of a 4-seam fastball, and it seems like it's dominating even more. And the simple fact that the batters don't have no idea what he's going to throw. So Mike Maddox, another reason why they brought him in here, to give these young kids a bigger potential to finally show what they got. And Jose Soriano is an example of what's going on right here with this Angels team. Mike Maddox has just given these young kids a different life, and they continue to find ways to win. I mean, Jose Soriano right now is looking like unstoppable. Is it just one lucky year? Maybe, but we'll take it. And he's showing why he should probably get a top contract in the MLB. He's only 27, and he's proven right now that, yes, he could be that top ace that any team wishes they had. Now, man, I just wish that we would have kept him in my fantasy team last year. I had to drop him. He was one of those streamer type guys. He had always a good game, then a bad game. It was really inconsistency. But not this year, man. He's looking locked in. No matter what team he's facing. Hopefully he could continue this and hope for that Cy Young for this 2026 season.
Yeah. And he's up for it. I mean, right now he's looking solid as hell. And I remember you saying that you didn't keep him in your fantasy team. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you're like, damn it, I should have kept him. Like, yeah. Oh well, you could probably trade for him. Why not? They'll probably try to sell him to you super high.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Especially when that guy was, they had him as a streamer before. It happens.
That's what it is. So, Jamal, do you know anything about Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon? Are they coming? Are they close to coming? Are they close to starting the rehab with the Yankees?
It sounded like Rodon was he had like a brief setback. I forget what the injury was, but it was a minor setback, and they didn't think it was going to affect his rehab. So it looks like maybe a couple weeks, 3 weeks out, something like that still. Okay. I think it was last I was hearing. But man, like Soriano, just to go back to him for a second, like the last 2 starts, you're talking about Reds at Great American Ballpark and then the Atlanta Braves. And this guy goes a combined 15 innings, 5 hits, only 1 earned run against the Reds and the Braves, and 20 strikeouts. Like, just insane stuff. This guy is just on fire right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Yankees are doing all right now. Imagine when they get all the full pitchers back. I don't think they're going to rush them, especially in this cold weather. We talked about it, Jamal, on Sunday. This cold weather doesn't do any wonders for anybody. So they're going to take their time with them, and hopefully they can get back on the track, and the Yankees will start moving on up just the way they started the season. All right, guys, I have a video for you guys, and I want you guys to play umpire on this one. I don't know if you guys seen the video already, but I'll go ahead and post it so you guys can see. I need you guys to tell me if he was safe or out. All right, that was Javi Baez, El Mago. You guys saw that. Ernie, what do you think?
The Mago is back at it again, man. That was safe as could be, man. That's the Mago means. What does it mean in English, Carlos?
The magician.
The magician. Well, he was one tonight. Let's just say that over Salvi Harris, a future Hall of Fame catcher. Salvi doesn't forgive you for one of those. So I know the Mago, Javi Baez, also spectacular slide right there, showing his speed and his flash of trying to get his arm across the plate. Wow, what an impressive run there for those Tigers team.
So you call it safe or out?
Safe.
Safe. There you go. Jamal, what'd you call it, man?
Safe.
Safe. Yeah, he was safe, man. And if you look at it, the first angle we saw, it looked like he touched his glove. But then you look at the side angle, and he went right behind the glove, and then the glove moved up, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, it's tough to be an umpire if you don't have the angles. I remember doing it for Little League, and I did not like that at all. Every parent was like, "But that was safe," and I'm like, "Not from my angle. He was out." So I'm pretty sure these umpires have to go through it all the time. But yeah, I think that was a good play. Salvi Perez, like Ernie said, is one of the veteran catchers, and El Mago Javi Baez, dude, he's always up to do something crazy, and this is it right there. All right, let's move to the next one, and we want to talk about Mets and Dodgers. In this one, McLean pitched a good game yesterday, and we were talking about how his ball was moving. And I mean, the pitchers that come to Dodger Stadium usually pitch really good when they're out there. I don't know if it's because the mound's a little higher, maybe just the spotlight, Hollywood, or
The
whatever
bright
it is.
lights. Yeah.
Yeah. So that ball was moving yesterday like a lot. Jamal, what can you say about this kid?
I've been saying it for a while now, and I know like before, like what was it? What was it? Friday, where he had the start, where unfortunately he had the tough break there, where the inherited runners tagged him with the loss. But this guy's got great stuff, and I think he took some unnecessary flack for the WBC game. You know, you think about it, it's like he only gave up 2 runs. Like he kind of did this pretty much the same thing as Skeens. It was just a bright light situation, and unfortunately the offense didn't come through for him in that event. And unfortunately, it's the same can be said for the team that he's currently playing for. They're just struggling to get runs on the board right now. But this kid, I'm telling you, it's a hot take, but I've said it before. But I think by the end of this season, maybe by the All-Star break, this guy is going to be he's going to be the official ace over Freddie Peralta.
Ooh, okay.
It's a hot take. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree there with you. I mean, Freddie Peralta is going into his free agency next year, and I don't see the Mets paying him if they have McLean balling the way he's playing. They'd rather pay the young kid over Freddie Peralta. But talking about McLean, he's just had 2 bad, tough losses recently this week, and the offense has just not been there for this Mets team. They continue to struggle. They just can't seem to put a ball into play. And you're starting to worry for Frankie Lindor. I mean, obviously he hit one out yesterday, but other than that, there's been not much going on. There's no guy out there making a difference for them. Mark Vientel is just MIA. Juan Soto not in the lineup. I mean, Marcus Semien, I don't know. He's just not around. And he's trying to question, like, did the Mets make a mistake getting rid of Brandon Nimmo and Jeff McNeil, these type of veteran players that are competing at a high level this year? You got Brandon Nimmo hitting over 330 right now. And it's like, what were you thinking? You really did need the offense. But now, I don't know about this Mets team. With Juan Soto being out possibly the whole month of April, now the question is, can this Mets even compete to the summer? Because you're going to miss out on a lot of games. And these Phillies and Braves team are on a hot tear right now and don't seem like they're going to look back. So, I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel a little concerned for this Mets team. Are you guys?
I am, because they don't have Pete Alonso, and Pete Alonso just start hitting out there in Baltimore. Yeah. So these are the type of players that had those roles in the Mets. Lindor hit it out yesterday. Yes, he got a hit. Maybe this is a thing that he needed. He needed to come out here to LA, get away from the New York crowd because they got booed. And, there's a lot of pressure because they're getting paid the big bucks. Juan Soto started his rehab or started running yesterday. So that's looking up for the Mets. And, of course, they're not super worried because they're not running. You don't have the Phillies or the Braves running away with the division because it's the beginning of the season. But they are role players out there that the Mets needed and they don't have. So you have players like Nimmo, like you said, he left to Texas and he's hitting a lot better out there. It could be that he's playing in the dome too, Ernie. We just thought about when it's cold out there in New York, it takes longer for your body to get a little bit faster and get with it. So, I mean, I just don't see the Mets picking it up this month. Maybe next one in May, maybe it'll start getting a little warmer and get a lot more exciting for them. But I mean, McLean also, he pitched against Yamamoto, and he's pitching against all the aces, as we can see. So he is going to start playing against all these aces. I remember when playing
Tough to get wins.
In major leagues, they put him against all these aces, and he got all these losses. But those are the things that you got to look forward to as a rookie or as your second year, because then you start getting your experience. Then you start saying, okay, if he's allowing 1 run, I got to allow none. And that mentality is going to be unmatched and unbeaten and that's going to be something good for the Mets moving forward. Have they given him a contract yet? You know how they're giving a contract to all these new, prospects coming up. Have they even reached out to him? Do you know?
Don't believe so. Yeah, I don't think there's been a long-term deal reached there yet.
Dang, I think they
Could
should
be.
go ahead and lock him up.
I
They need
think
to
they
go
should
ahead and
do
lock
it.
him up.
Yeah.
If
ASAP.
everybody's
They need to-
doing it, I mean, why not,
Yeah.
right? Or unless they're thinking like, you know what, I'm with the Mets, I'm just gonna hold out and wait and hit
Yeah.
free agency. The other guy
I
that
mean,
I wanted to talk. Oh,
yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I mean, like especially like Ernie, when you touched on it, especially if Peralta walks, like you got to have somebody there as ace of the hole that you're locking up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. Well, the other guy that I was thinking that maybe they should lock up is he plays for the Dodgers and he's been clearing it up for the Dodgers is Andy Pages, and we have the side by side with the 2025 and the 2026. I mean, what are you guys seeing on this guy, Ernie? You have him on your fantasy on this year with Andy Pages?
Yeah, man, he was one of those guys I expected to play way better this year. Just a simple fact that has so much protection in this lineup. I mean, I know he's the 7th guy in the batting order, but when you stack him up with that roster, that 1 to 5, I mean, there's always going to be guys on bases, and who's going to have to drive him in? Andy Pages. And he seems like he's been in all these big moments this year where he's just delivered for the Dodgers. He's constantly hitting home runs, and I know how you brought this picture up, how you're showing how his stand has changed. It's looking great. He's finally delivering. He's hitting bombs out of Dodger Stadium. And like I said, man, Cal Tucker was the expectation they thought what Andy Pages was going to be, but Andy Pages has taken that role and playing much better. So got to give big props to Andy. I mean, he looks like he worked hard over the offseason. He's had some struggles in the past, especially in the postseason. Seems like he struggles a bit with top pitching, but this year he's looked like a different man, and that's good for him. It looks like he's put in the work. And what can you expect from him? Can you see him being an all-star this year? I feel like he's playing that Teoscar Hernandez role that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. It's a game of adjustments, and he adjusted from the 2025 to 2026. So you guys can see he has an adjustment that he's standing a little bit more upright, and his feet are a little bit closer than what it was in 2025. His bat's a little bit closer to his body, so he's more compact, and his stride is not as much as in 2025. So for him, I think is looking really good. His season is going really, really well. So hopefully he can continue before these pitchers catch up to him and adjust to his batting. And this is the thing, when you play baseball, you can't stay comfortable with one stance, because if you do, these pitchers are going to dominate you, which was happening in the playoffs for the Dodgers last year. Andy Pages didn't do all that well, and that's why he went in the offseason and said, I need to change something, and this is what he did, and this is what incredible numbers he's putting up. But like I said, it's a game of adjustments. He still has to keep an adjustment and not just keep his same batting stance. Jamal, I don't know if I took some of your words, but go ahead.
No, you guys are on fire. So no, the other thing was kind of read about was the off season there, where Dave Roberts had really mentioned a lot about this as well, but he really worked on the traject arc pitching machine and just getting timing down during the off season. That, and along with working on the batting stance, I think has paid huge dividends for him. And yeah, batting 7th in that vaunted, that all-star Dodger lineup there, that takes a lot of the pressure off, and he could just go out there and play baseball. Let the Kyle Tuckers take the heat, or whatever. Not that you want that to happen, but he's kind of a little under the radar, if you will, and he's just been able to cruise so far, and hopefully it continues for him the rest of the season.
Definitely, man. And you know what? Go ahead, Ernie.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about his batting stance and how great he's doing as well, but his defense, he brings a huge defense onto the field for the Dodgers. Just right now, I know we're in the middle of the show, but he just made a great diving catch for the Dodgers, saving Ohtani from giving up an extra base hit. And that's the things he does. Not only offensively does he get good base hits right now and hitting a lot of home runs with power, but the defense. And I think that's what's the most impressive. Because if you guys know, man, the moment you struggle with this Dodger team, you're on the way out. They're already looking for the next guy. So you got to deliver if you're in this Dodgers roster right now.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen if you don't deliver and you don't do what you're supposed to do, whether it's fielding or but Conforto was an exception last year. Oh, James. Oh, yeah. Altman was there for a while too. So I mean, I don't know. I think moving forward, the Dodgers are just one of those teams that are going to be business. I know a lot of fans fall in love with these type of players out here in Los Angeles, but I mean, it is what it is. It is a business, and it's going to happen. I just wanted to mention that Otani is pitching today. He hasn't batted and pitched, or what is it? He's not batting this game. That hasn't happened since 2021. So,
which was
Oh wow.
strange. It was
which is
kind of
strange.
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm glad it's happening. It's April, guys. Like, there's no need to
Yeah.
force him working too hard. He should not even be batting those days. I mean, the Dodgers offense is so powerful.
Oh my
You could give him
goodness.
a
Yes.
rest. You could
Yeah.
give the guy a rest once every week for his pitching matchup.
he did get hit on Monday, so that could be one of the factors too. Like, hey, it hit you on your back, and that's the throwing side. Maybe just focus on throwing, and then we'll give you the day off in batting. Doesn't mean he's not going to bat. He can probably potentially come into the game, which I feel like that's going to happen if the game is close. I mean, Otani loves playing the game. He wants to be in it every day. I mean, Ernie, you experienced him with the Angels. You saw that he was always out there. He never wanted to be out of the game. So, I mean, that's what's going on with Otani. All right, let's go on to Prospect Wednesday with Jamal. And go ahead, Jamal. The mic's all yours.
All right. All right. Well, we'll just go forth and cover kind of recap, if you will, the Chicago White Sox 6'10 left-handed pitcher there, Noah Schultz, and his debut. It was not the most exciting debut that we of course hoped for. 4.1 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks. Did record 4 strikeouts. He did talk about after the first inning, it was a lot easier to settle in. He was very nervous, and you could tell by the way he was throwing some of his pitches. I think it was 2 miles more on his fastball or something. The pitching locations just weren't what they were supposed to be. But it looks like he's going to be able to stick into the rotation still. With Jonathan Cannon still out, Shane Smith working in the minor leagues right now, trying to get his pitching right. So he has a chance here to redeem himself. This kid's got some good stuff. I just think the nerves got to him.
Yeah, and you know what? When you're a kid and you go out there for the first time, some of these kids throw up. I don't know if you guys seen video. These kids throw up out there. Sometimes they have a balk. They can't throw. What is it? The yips. You can't throw a strike.
Oh yeah.
And so things happen. And that when you get the first inning under your belt, you come out the next and they feel a lot better. So this kid is only going to get better. I saw the video, the short that you made, and it made a lot of sense for them to move him up. It wasn't the debut he was expecting or he wanted to have, but I think moving forward for the White Sox, and especially because it's cold out there, as it gets warmer, he's going to be doing a lot better.
I just want to mention that Noah Schultz, he gave up 4 runs yesterday, but he looked incredible. His fastball and sweeper was just nasty. It has some great movement. After the second inning, I saw it perform at a better performance. And he just reminded me a lot of Randy Johnson with that height and that left arm, that funky delivery. I'm like, as a hitter, man, watching a 6'10" guy throwing that fastball towards you, I would be afraid. So no Schultz, there's no I mean, just continue being yourself, keep working on your game, and I bet he's gonna be that type ace that those White Sox team really desperately needs. And he'll be that difference maker in the future because that delivery, that sweeper, it looked great already. And I'm like, man, he's just a young kid. So he has a lot of potential.
You said Randy Johnson, Birds better watch out, man.
They better do. Or Birds.
All right, Jamal, let's go to the next one, man.
All right. And then, so the Pittsburgh Pirates, they just continue to keep on rolling, right? The prospect after prospect here. They drafted 6th overall Seth Hernandez. And right now he's in single A. First 2 starts, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 15 strikeouts. And this is just in single A ball alone. So Seth Hernandez working his way up the minor league ranks. He's got a little bit of ways, not like he's going to be called up tomorrow, but this kid looks sensational. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the clips, but I'm going to try to do a short on him as well because he is just looking like the next big thing here already. And how about that, joining the likes of Paul Skeens and Bubba Chandler there?
Oh, man. This Pirates team has a great future. Just want to throw that out there. Seth Hernandez already looks like a promising pitcher. He just graduated high school last year at 18 from Corona High. Went number 6. As an Angel fan, having the number 2 pick and not going for him, my mind was blown.
No.
I was like, I can't believe we just missed out on probably the potential biggest ace this game's going to ever have. And I don't know, man. I was really disappointed we did not get him. But from the stuff I've seen, this kid's going to be electrifying. And this Pirates team has a great future. I know fans are already desperate for winning, but they just got to be patient. Their time is coming. And that's how the game works sometimes, especially when you have to start from scratch and you don't have the money to pay these players. So big props to this Pirates team for continuing to draft these top players and continue to find these good arms. I don't know where they're finding them, but they definitely have that tool, that scouting report for sure.
Go to Corona High School, man. There's a bunch down there that they're going to have a draft. I mean, we were talking about San Hernandez last year, and I remember Ernie saying, yeah, he goes to Corona High School. And I'm like, oh, here in California? Really? Like, oh, God, that's crazy. So I know they're going to start. The Pirates should start looking at trying to give these guys contract. We already see how special these pitchers are. These arms are valuable for the Pirates, especially if that team wants to win a championship, because we know they're not going to compete with the Dodgers, Yankees, Mets, and Boston, all these big teams in the market where they can give these big old contracts. The new way of doing things, it looks like they're going after these players young and they look promising. So they're giving them a nice little, bonus. You want to say you give them an 8-year contract, you pay them $18,000, and then boom, $18,000 a year. You got them locked for 8 years. You're ready to go. So this is a question I asked you last week. On Sunday, Jamal, but I want to ask Ernie. Ernie, do you feel like the Pirates can do something this year? They're on top of the NL Central.
Yeah, they definitely looks like they could be competing this year, given the fact that their pitching has been performing at a high level. Braxton Ashcraft looking great. Bubba Chandler. You got the Paul Skeens, obviously. And then offensively, it just seems like they're clicking this year. I mean, you bring a guy like Ryan O'Horn, and then you bring Brandon Lau that looks like he's a promising hitter right now. He looks like he's one of the best hitters this game ever has. He looks like he had a great offseason, and they continue to play really well. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win the division. Obviously, the division is going to be competitive, but a wild card team for sure. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they're in the wild card mix.
Yeah, and you know what? That's scary, man. I was thinking about it last night. Let's say the Dodgers were to face that Pirate team, facing that dominant pitching staff, I'm scared. And I think every baseball fan would be scared to face the Pirates in that 3-game wild card game. Why? Because the Pirates have good pitching. Yeah, it was only 3 games. Yeah. So, do you see anything else happening with the Pirates making trades, making a run for this? And I'm asking you again, Jamal, do you feel like this team is the real deal and moving forward?
I think so. I think they're I don't think I saw BetMGM increase their World Series odds. I wouldn't go that far, but I do think they have a little something here as far as getting an NL wild card spot. It's just all in the matter of what was the theme before with the Pirates? It's like, oh yeah, they're doing well beginning of the season, and then Bob Nutting is making a trade mid-season, and then that's it. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think they got a lot of players that they got, like Ernie, you mentioned Brandon Lau. He has just been playing sensational ball. And yeah, I think there's an NL wild card spot with the Pirates' name on it.
Yeah, and I feel like if O'Neal Cruz could figure out his defense in center field, that's the biggest difference there. Because his bat is already fire, and it's one of the better hitters in the game. But now defensively, if he could get it going in center field and just figure it out, this Pirates team is dangerous to me.
So a guy on TikTok decided to write on that video we made from the Pirates, are they for real? Are they going to be able to move and win the division? He's like, and Jamal, you said O'Neal needs to make sure that he catches those balls. He said, you guys are always bringing that up. And I'm like, what do you mean we're always bringing that up? Of course, he just moved to center field. He needs to get better out there. He's not one of the top, center fielders in the league, maybe top 10. I mean, I don't think he's up there yet. No. He is going to be there. He's tall. He has speed. He's still young, and learning that position is going to be pretty hard because it's a big outfield out there in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, I wish I should have got that comment and put it on here. That way we could have answered it and then put it back on there so he can see it. But it's just one of the things that we get to see in Pittsburgh that it's a flaws. We saw it when Paul Skeens was pitching, and Paul Skeens took a big time ERA hit because of that. Yeah. So I mean, it's not something easy to not talk about, because we have to talk about it, especially if a player is affected by it, right? So yeah,
For sure.
I just wanted to bring that out, man, because
Yep.
there's been comments here and there, and I think we need to start bringing those comments in here so we can not start answering, and then we can start putting them out. What do you guys think? Right?
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Was that all the prospects, Jamal?
Yeah, that pretty much. The only other quick note here is that a prospect who's already making it big right now for the Detroit Tigers, Kevin McGonigal, just re-upped 8 years, 150 million with the Tigers here earlier today.
Yeah, getting paid. Getting that 18.5, I believe, a year.
He deserves it. I mean, he's already batting 300, 311 in 17 games, already gotten 11 walks. I mean, the kid's already shown promising things. He has to get paid. Might as well lock him up now when you have him young. And then when he hits the age 28, 29, 30, yeah, let him test the market and see how much more he could get paid. But at the moment, you got him locked in his prime years.
Yeah. And I hope they do start locking these players up. Maybe that way it motivates these kids to start playing a lot better. And maybe that's a way to lower the salary cap. You start signing up quick, you signing up lower. And when Otani leaves, Soto leaves, Judge leaves, those are the last big contracts. I mean, who knows, right? We're only in the start of this thing where we start seeing teams lock up their young players, and it's gonna keep happening that way. I don't know.
Not only that, Carlos, but I feel like these young prospects now have the opportunity to make even more money than Judge and Otani, because now they could already lock in 8 years, 150, like Kevin McGonigal, and then by the time he hits age 29, he gets another big contract of 10 years, 300 mil. So you're talking about a guy that's gonna make close to 500, or even more. Because look at Soto's deal or Tucker. These guys are paying top dollar. So you're talking about a guy that could get the next $500 million deal if he becomes that star for that.
Oh yeah, like you said, yeah, it could be that, or it could be the other way. I mean, either way, it's a win for baseball, because now you start seeing the lower tier teams competing for something, and people want to go see these type of games, because this is what we would like to see when we see Juan Soto being in the injured list and the Mets are in town here in LA. Do you really feel like going to the Dodger game? Like, I don't know. There's some people that like to see the full squad out there, so you can go ahead and see them compete against your team. That way you see like a tough baseball game. And that's what's going to happen when you see the Pirates come in town, because you have these young prospects signing these big deals and pitching and hitting and doing what they need to do to be a contending team. And hopefully moving forward, we start seeing other teams do the same thing, because we want to see good competitive baseball. And I think MLB is the biggest baseball league in the world, and we're so fortunate to see every player around the world playing in this league. So yeah. All right, we reached that point in time that we got to go and say goodbye, but before we do that, we got to say our piece, man. Ernie, go ahead, man.
Well, I just want to give a special shout out to our boys at Pelotero Brand for hooking us up with some nice merch and a nice hat. Make sure to check them out on all their social media platforms. Pelotero Brand. It's for the Latino swag. If you want to know what pelotero means, it's like you're a baseball player, and it's a new term being used in the Latino baseball term. So make sure to check out all their merch and give them a quick follow and say that Real Talk Baseball send you.
Yeah, that way we can get in there and get sponsored as well. Go ahead, Jamal. Last mentions.
Yeah, and happy Jackie Robinson Day to everybody. I'd be remiss without mentioning that. Celebrating the life of an individual who, the world and this country is better for, a guy like Jackie Robinson, who made an impact on and off the field.
Yeah. You know what? And that's what I was going to say. I don't know if you guys knew, maybe you know, Ernie, but Jackie Robinson was my favorite player growing up. And I noticed that I always follow what he did, all the stuff that he had to endure to become a baseball player and a better person, and educated so many people around him. And I learned a lot just by looking at it. I only could imagine how well he played on the field, just as he did off the field. And all those things they say about him, and how he, carry himself, and how he treated people, and how he actually wore everything on his back and did not say anything to people. That thing was huge. And I honestly, that's why I follow him. And Jamal, you just said it. He's one of the guys that's a leader. And of course, everybody knows him because of what he had to endure and what he had to overcome to play in the major leagues. All right. From all of us here on Real Talk Baseball and Carlos Baseball, this is Ernie Orange and Jay Zizzle. Real Talk Baseball, signing out.